Everyone thinks they know exactly what Apple is planning for their next big laptop release. We all sit around expecting the exact same boring stuff we get every single year, a tiny processor bump that you barely even notice, maybe an extra hour of battery life if we are lucky, and of course, a ridiculously high price tag just because it has an Apple logo on it. But the fresh leaks dropping right now suggest we are completely wrong about everything. Apple is not just doing a safe, lazy little update this time around. Instead, they are secretly gearing up for the absolute biggest, most insane MacBook redesign we have seen in well over 10 years. Seriously, this is going to be huge. Now, a totally new futuristic look is obviously super exciting for all of us. But honestly, the absolute wildest part of this whole leak has nothing to do with how the laptop looks on the outside. It is actually about the brains they are putting inside the machine. For months, the entire tech world swore this new flagship laptop, which insiders are now calling the MacBook Ultra, would drop with the highly anticipated M6 Pro and M6 Max chips. It made perfect sense, right? But plot twist. Word on the street is that Apple is practically ignoring the M6 generation entirely to throw all their money and engineering focus directly into the M7 generation. They want to go all in on Apple Intelligence and absolutely crush the AI performance game before their competitors catch up. So, what does that massive shift mean for this huge hardware redesign? Well, instead of delaying this gorgeous new laptop for another year or two, Apple might just slap the already existing M5 Pro and M5 Max chips inside it and launch it right now. I know, putting an older piece of silicon into a brand new ultra-premium chassis sounds super weird for Apple. It sounds like a massive downgrade. But hear me out, there's actually a genius marketing reason for this decision. Apple knows this massive hardware redesign is the actual star of the show. They do not need a brand new earth-shattering chip to sell it, because the screen alone is going to absolutely blow your mind. We are talking about totally ditching the old mini LED technology that we are used to and bringing in a dual-layer tandem OLED display. Yeah, the exact same jaw-dropping technology they just put in the newest ultra-thin iPad Pro. You're going to get colors that absolutely punch you in the face, absolute true deep blacks that make movies look incredible, amazing HDR performance, and way better battery efficiency to keep you working longer. But here's where the dominoes really start falling. Tandem OLED panels are crazy thin, much thinner than any mini LED screen on the market. Because the display itself is shaving off so much bulk and weight, Apple can finally shrink the entire rest of the laptop. We are looking at a MacBook Ultra that is shockingly slim and incredibly lightweight compared to those chunky heavy Pro models we have right now. Of course, a thinner laptop means there is way less room for heat to escape, right? You do not want your expensive laptop melting. Well, Apple thought of that too. Leaks show they are dropping in a totally revamped cooling system, complete with advanced vapor chamber technology and entirely redesigned fans. This means you can still push heavy 4K video edits, render complex 3D scenes, or run massive code bases without the laptop turning into a loud frying pan. If they get this right, this new slim chassis will easily become the gold standard for Apple laptops for the next 5 or 6 years. And while you're staring at that stunning thin OLED screen, you're going to notice something missing. The controversial notch is completely gone. Well, sort of. Reports say Apple is finally bringing the dynamic island over from the iPhone directly to the Mac. Imagine your Spotify controls, active timers, file downloads, and those glowing Siri animations just floating right there at the top of your display, completely interactive and out of the way. It is going to look so clean. Okay, take a deep breath, because even the dynamic island is not the biggest shocker here. For years, Apple swore up and down they would never, ever do this. Steve Jobs even hated the absolute core idea of it. But multiple heavy-hitting sources now claim the MacBook Ultra will officially be Apple's very first laptop with full touchscreen support. You heard that right! They are literally redesigning huge chunks of Mac OS just to make sure poking your screen with your finger feels totally natural, right alongside using your keyboard and trackpad. If this actually happens, it will mark the single biggest shift in MacBook history, and it will literally change how millions of us interact with our computers every single day. It is a massive risk, but a really exciting one. Now, let's come back down to earth for a second. Because Apple is still Apple, and absolutely none of this is going to be cheap. When you stack up a premium tandem OLED screen, actual touch controls, an ultra-thin design, vapor chamber cooling, and rumors of built-in 5G cellular connectivity, this thing is going to cost an absolute fortune. We are probably looking at the most expensive laptop Apple has ever made, with prices potentially starting around $3,000 just for the bare minimum base model. That is a really tough pill to swallow. So here's the $3,000 question for you. Would you drop that kind of cash on the ultimate MacBook redesign if it only has an M5 chip inside? Or are you holding out for that absolute powerhouse M7 generation to finally drop? Let me know your exact game plan in the comments below. With that said, I will see you in the next one.